Welcome, fellow adventurers, to a breathtaking journey across time and legend. Sense. You are about to step into a world shrouded in mystery, ancient power, and untold treasures. In this thrilling expedition, titled Hunt for the Great Sun Disc, the Inca Holy Grail, Lost City of Gold, we venture deep into the heart of the Andes, following the footsteps of explorers, warriors, and spirits from centuries past. The legend of the Inca's Great Sun Disc has fascinated scholars and treasure hunters alike for generations. Said to hold divine energy and secrets of a vanished civilization, the Sun Disc was the spiritual center of the Inca Empire, their true holy grail. But when the conquistadors invaded, it disappeared until now. Join our crew as we decode ancient prophecies, navigate deadly traps, uncover hidden temples, and race against time and rivals in search of this elusive artifact. With stunning visuals, cinematic storytelling, and captivating characters, this is more than a video. It's a cinematic quest for truth, power, and legacy. In a quiet museum in Lima, Peru, nestled beneath glass and shadows, a centuries-old scroll is unrolled under ultraviolet light. Dr. Ana Rojas, a brilliant archaeologist and linguistic expert, reads the ancient Quechua inscriptions aloud. The room holds its breath as her voice trembles over the final lines. Sordant, when fire meets stone beneath the sun's final shadow, the disc shall awaken, and the seeker shall rise. It is the lost Inca prophecy, rumored for generations, dismissed as myth. Now, discovered hidden inside a conquistador's journal, its authenticity is undeniable. The text speaks of Inti's disc, a golden artifact said to channel the power of the sun itself. For centuries, its location has been lost, buried under stories, ruins, and bloodshed. Enter Jack Matthews, a seasoned explorer and treasure hunter, known for walking the fine line between history and theft. He arrives at Anna's request, bringing tales of strange symbols he uncovered in the Andes, symbols that mirror the scroll's design. Unbeknownst to them, an elite organization known as the Black Vultures, led by the cold and calculating Lucian Argento, has been monitoring them. They too seek the disc, for power, not preservation. The prophecy has been awakened. A new journey begins, high in the hills of Ollantaytambo, Peru. The wind whistles through the ruins, like voices from the past. Dr. Ana Rojas and Jack Matthews trek past moss-covered stones, eyes scanning for carvings that match the prophecy's markings. The glyphs etched into the ancient walls echo those from the scroll. Something is calling them forward. Anna gently touches a carved image of Inti, the sun god. A small tremor shakes the ground. Nearby, Jack's boot uncovers a buried shard of obsidian, its edge carved with constellations. Their guide, Tupac, a Quechua elder with a mysterious past, warns them. The stones remember, and they guard what must not be disturbed. Anna argues that the disc is not a weapon, but a lost piece of cultural identity. Jack is more pragmatic. Every myth has a price. As twilight descends, they notice a pattern in the stars reflected in a nearby pool, aligning perfectly with symbols on the wall. When Anna traces the configuration, a hidden chamber slowly opens beneath the ruins. Inside is a faded mural, an Inca priest raising the disc toward a solar eclipse. The scene is surrounded by warriors and serpents outside the chamber. A pair of binoculars glints in the dark. Lucian Argento's mercenaries are close. The echoes have been heard. The next morning, Ana, Jack, and Tupac ascend deeper into the Andean highlands, following the constellation map from the chamber mural. The air grows thin, the terrain harsher. They reach a towering rock face where sunlight pierces through at a precise angle. illuminating a spiral carved into the cliff. Tupac chants a Quechua prayer. The spiral begins to glow faintly. Jack, skeptical, steps forward and pushes against the rock. A panel slides open, revealing a worn parchment inside a stone cylinder. An ancient map, half burned but legible. The location, a sacred mountain called Inti Punku, the Gate of the Sun, but the map is incomplete. They need the second half. Suddenly, bullets ricochet off the stones. Lucien's mercenaries ambush them from a ridge above. Jack and Tupac return fire, while Anna grabs the map and ducks behind a stone altar. One attacker is knocked unconscious. The rest flee, but not without snapping photos of the map. They narrowly escape, breathless but alive. Anna inspects the map's symbols. There's mention of a second scroll, hidden in the Temple of Tears. A new clue, a new destination. But they're no longer just following legends. They're being hunted. The team seeks shelter in a remote Quechua village, nestled in a misty valley. Here lives Mama Quilla, a revered shaman with cataract-clouded eyes and a voice like rustling leaves. When shown the map, she stiffens. "You walk the path of fire," she says, drawing symbols in the dirt. Only blood and sacrifice reveal the full truth. Anna insists their purpose is discovery, not destruction. Mama Quilla remains silent, then reaches into a pouch and gives them an obsidian amulet carved with a sun serpent motif. "This will protect you in the Temple of Tears, but only if your heart is clean." Jack is skeptical of the mysticism. Tupac, however, bows respectfully. That night, around a sacred fire, Mama Quilla chants an ancient prophecy. "When the moon weeps and the serpent sleeps, the gate shall open and the disc shall rise." Suddenly, a villager bursts into the circle. One of the mercenaries was seen nearby. Panic spreads. By morning, the team is gone, on horseback, galloping toward the Temple of Tears before their enemies can catch up. But Mama Quilla's warning haunts them. The disc reveals truth, but also tests the soul. The path to the Temple of Tears cuts through the edge of the Amazon, dense, humid, and crawling with unseen dangers. Anna, Jack, and Tupac slash through vines as howler monkeys echo overhead. Their GPS fails. The jungle seems alive, almost sentient, as if trying to mislead them. After a full day's trek, they reach a rope bridge stretching over a deep ravine. As they cross, a series of hidden darts fire from the trees. Jack shouts, diving to pull Anna down. A dart grazes Tupac's shoulder. Poison. They make camp quickly, and Anna prepares an herbal antidote using jungle plants Tupac had taught her about. The night is restless. Shadows dance, and distant growls suggest jaguars or worse. In a clearing the next morning, they discover stone pillars partially hidden by vines, markings of the temple's outer boundary. The amulet glows faintly. They're close. Behind them, Lucien and his men quietly set up camp. Not far, not close. Tracking. Waiting. The jungle has tested them physically. The temple will test their minds. The dense jungle breaks into a silent clearing. Vines hang like curtains over ancient stone architecture. Before them stands the Temple of Tears, a forgotten Incan shrine carved into a cliffside, its stone facade weathered by centuries of rain and grief. Water pours continuously from the mouths of carved stone faces, Incan gods forever weeping. As Anna approaches, the obsidian amulet around her neck pulses faintly. A stone door, once sealed, grinds open slowly. Inside, the air grows colder. The walls glisten with moisture, and faint echoes whisper in Quechua. The chamber ahead contains a large sun altar surrounded by stone statues, each with empty eye sockets. One statue holds a broken staff that matches the pattern from the partial map. Anna kneels beside it and finds a sealed compartment. Inside lies a second scroll, the missing half of the prophecy. But as Anna reads it, the room trembles. One of the statues shifts, animated by hidden gears. It raises its arm, revealing an opening in the floor. Jack drops a flare. It vanishes into darkness. "We're going down there, aren't we?" he mutters. Anna nods. Just as they begin to descend, they hear voices above. The mercenaries have arrived. Below, a tunnel leads into deeper, older ruins, untouched even by the Inca. The tears of the temple are not just water, but sorrow of a forgotten world. The tunnel spirals deep beneath the Temple of Tears, into silence and shadow. The walls grow older, rougher, etched not by artisans, but by time itself. This place predates even the Inca. Flickers of firelight from Jack's flare dance across worn glyphs and fossilized handprints. Tupac murmurs, "This was a place of initiation, where warriors were chosen to guard the sacred." They step into a circular chamber ringed by seated stone statues, each holding weapons made of obsidian and gold. One statue, unlike the rest, wears a feathered helmet resembling Inti's rays. Its eyes, unlike the others, glow faintly red. Anna translates an inscription per diem to pass, prove truth, not strength. Suddenly, Jack's torch extinguishes. The chamber darkens. The statues begin to shift. The guardians are awakening. One steps forward, swinging its golden axe toward Jack. He dodges narrowly. Anna holds up the obsidian amulet, and the guardians halt mid-motion. Tupac chants in Quechua, invoking the spirit of the sun. A beam of light from the surface cuts through a ceiling crack, illuminating a pedestal in the center. Anna approaches, places the amulet atop it. A second door opens. The guardians retreat, returning to stone. They pass through, shaken but safe, for now. But the warning is clear. Only those guided by truth may proceed. Beyond the guardian chamber lies a tunnel that leads into an expansive subterranean observatory, an ancient marvel lost beneath the Andes. Its vaulted ceiling is carved with constellations. Stones shaped like altars are arranged in spirals on the floor, each etched with symbols corresponding to stars. Anna steps forward, eyes scanning the ceiling, and then the floor. "It's a celestial map," she whispers. "An Inca star chart." Tupac kneels beside one of the stone altars. They use stars not just to track seasons, but to speak with the gods. In the center lies a large disc-shaped stone table. Jack places the obsidian shard he found earlier into a socket at its center. A mechanism grinds to life, and beams of light project from the carved stones, illuminating star paths. As the ceiling aligns with the beams, a pattern forms, leading to a point far beyond the current chamber. Anna overlays the scroll against the star map and discovers a perfect match. It reveals the location of Vilcabamba, the final refuge of the last Inca king, and, perhaps, the resting place of the Great Sun Disc. But their excitement is short-lived. Lucien's voice echoes through the tunnel. "Impressive, Doctor. I knew you'd lead us straight to it." He enters with armed mercenaries, weapons drawn. Anna grabs the scroll and steps back. Jack blocks Lucien's path, fists clenched. Lucien smirks, holding a detonator. "Let's not play hero." With a flash of light and dust, he triggers a cave-in at the tunnel entrance. Anna, Jack, and Tupac escape through a side passage just in time. As the dust settles, Anna clutches the scroll tighter. "We know where to go next, and this time they'll get there first." Anna, Jack, and Tupac arrive on foot, dusty from their escape. They blend into the bustle of Plaza de Armas, seeking refuge in an old monastery, now converted into a museum. "Anna's contact, Doctor. Javier Molina, a local historian and former classmate, awaits them. In a private room, Ana unveils the scrolls. Javier gasps. "This is real," he whispers. "The lost prophecy of Inti." He reveals a critical clue. Beneath Cusco runs an old aqueduct system once used to protect sacred knowledge. One tunnel leads to a chamber known as Uku Pacha, the inner world, where rebel priests hid treasures from Spanish conquest. Ana suspects the final piece of the puzzle, the activation sequence of the Sun Disc, may lie there. Meanwhile, Jack, wary of being tracked, spots a suspicious man taking photographs. He tails him to a nearby market, only to be ambushed. It's Rico, Lucian's enforcer, a brutal mercenary. A gritty hand-to-hand fight erupts between spice stalls and woven fabrics. Jack prevails, knocking Rico unconscious. Back at the museum, Javier leads the group to a hidden entrance beneath a crumbling courtyard fountain. Ana lowers herself in first, torch in hand. "We're going into Uku Pacha." Above, Lucian watches from a hotel balcony with binoculars. He grins. Let them dig. We'll take it when they bleed for it." As the team descends, they leave the world of tourists and taxis behind. They're entering the heart of the old empire, where time still listens and gods remember, deep within the aqueducts of ancient Cusco. The stone walls weep with centuries of condensation. Ana, Jack, Tupac, and Dr. Javier navigate the torchlit corridors of Uku Pacha, the inner world. The tunnels twist like a serpent, each corner whispering secrets in Quechua and Spanish. They arrive at a sealed chamber door, carved with the imperial crest of Francisco Pizarro, the Spanish conquistador who conquered the Inca Empire. A rusted inscription reads rudent, "He who stole the sun shall bury its light." Ana's fingers tremble as she deciphers the mixed script. Pizarro didn't just plunder treasures. He tried to control them. Jack pulls a loose stone, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside lies a leather-bound journal, brittle but legible. It is Pizarro's confession. His words detail the capture of the Sun Disc, how it blinded a soldier upon being exposed to daylight, and how the artifact was hidden in a city only known to the Inca priesthood. Fearing its power, Pizarro ordered it sealed and cursed. The journal includes a sketch of a circular city, surrounded by mountains. Its centerpiece, a golden pedestal, clearly the disc's intended resting place. Its name? Orokanchi, the Circle of Gold. But before they can finish translating, a triggered trap unleashes a flood of water from the aqueducts. The team scrambles. Javier falls behind, swept into the surge. Jack dives in, pulling him to safety. They escape, soaked but alive, clutching Pizarro's journal. Ana stares at the final page. Rident. Only the worthy may face the sun unblinded. Outside, Lucian receives a message from his infiltrator, one of the museum staff. They found it. He smiles. Orokanchi is real. The race has changed. It's no longer about finding the Sun Disc. It's about who reaches it first. The team's next destination lies high in the Andes. Lake Sibinacocha, a remote and mist-shrouded expanse known only to locals and whispered about in Quechua legend. According to Pizarro's journal, beneath this lake lies the final resting place of an Inca sun priest who once protected the disc's energy. Reaching the lake is no easy feat. After days on horseback and navigating narrow cliff paths, Ana, Jack, Tupac, and Javier arrive at its still, haunting waters. At its center, small ripples disturb the reflection of the mountains, an unnatural motion in otherwise perfect calm. A nearby cave carved into the lake's shoreline reveals submerged ruins. As the team explores, They uncover a descending staircase that disappears into black water. Anna hesitates. "This isn't just a tomb," she says. "It's a vault donning makeshift diving gear." "This isn't just a tomb," she says. "It's a vault donning makeshift diving gear." Jack and Anna descend. Within, they discover a ceremonial tomb chamber, a submerged temple where stone sarcophagi float just beneath the ceiling. In the center lies the priest's crypt, engraved with solar motifs and a golden sun mirror. Suddenly, the water churns. Lucien's men have followed. Explosions above shake the cavern. Part of the ceiling collapses, trapping the group underwater. Jack and Anna narrowly escape through a flooded passage, dragging a recovered fragment of the sun mirror. A key, perhaps, to activate. Onshore, Tupac fends off mercenaries with ancestral fire darts, while Javier radios for emergency airlift. As the team regroups, Anna examines the mirror's reflection. It distorts the sky. Not just a reflection, but a lens for celestial alignment. Lucien watches from a hilltop with cold satisfaction. "Let them find the pieces," he mutters. "We'll take the whole." Though shaken and soaked, Anna is determined. Orok Anchi awaits, and the tomb has delivered its final secret, the mirror to call the sun. The team retreats into the jungle with the fragment of the sun mirror wrapped in cloth. Their path takes them south, toward the volcanic badlands where ancient Inca rituals were once performed. According to the recovered scrolls and the mirror's reflection pattern, the next artifact needed to activate the disc is the obsidian blade, a ceremonial dagger said to control the disc's power of light and shadow. Guided by a constellation map etched into the back of the sun mirror, Anna, Jack, Tupac, and Javier arrive at a scorched plateau. Black glass-like stone covers the ground. At its center stands a crumbling ziggurat known as Huanca Huasi, the House of Stones. Inside, they find a ritual chamber lined with obsidian shards, each one angled like mirrors. Sunlight from a skylight above reflects between them, forming a narrow beam that strikes an altar. In the center lies the obsidian blade, hovering mysteriously above the stone, suspended by unseen force. With the blade in hand, she strikes the altar. The obsidian shards scatter, blinding everyone momentarily. Using the distraction, the team escapes through a side tunnel, blocked moments later by falling debris. Outside, they catch their breath. The obsidian blade now in their possession, Anna realizes something profound. The blade is more than ceremonial. Its edge is magnetized, reacting when held near the sun mirror. "These weren't tools," she says. Bow. They're parts of a machine. The disc isn't just sacred. It's technological. Surrounded by dense cloud forest and steep ravines lies Vilcabamba, the fabled last stronghold of the Inca resistance. Lost to history, and now found only by those who dare the forbidden paths, it emerges from the mist like a ghost city. Silent, powerful, sacred. Anna, Jack, Tupac, and Javier stand at the base of an ancient stone gate, overgrown with moss and vines. As they cross the threshold, the air grows still. No birds sing, no insects chirp. Even the jungle seems to hold its breath. Inside the ruins, faded murals show warriors fleeing with sacred artifacts. Temples are half collapsed, their walls carved with solar symbols. Anna kneels beside a crumbled stairwell, uncovering a stone tile etched with a familiar motif. Orok Anchi. This was the last outpost, she murmurs. They were protecting the path to the disc. Suddenly, a chilling wind sweeps through the plaza. Shadows flicker across the stones. Tupac stiffens. The spirits are watching. The group splits to explore cautiously. Jack enters a temple and sees a figure in ceremonial robes vanish into the darkness. He gives chase, but finds nothing. No footprints. No sound. Meanwhile, Anna uncovers an underground crypt. Bones lie undisturbed, arranged in circles around an obsidian slab. On it, an inscription only visible by the light of the sun mirror. When aligned correctly, the mirror reveals a final riddle, a set of coordinates leading into the deep Amazon, closer to the location of Orok-Anchi. But they are not alone. Lucien's mercenaries arrive, but hesitate. Even they sense something unnatural. One soldier moves too quickly and falls into a concealed pit. Impaled on spears, Lucien watches from afar, expression grim. Let them have their ghosts. We'll take the gold. The team regroups at the center of the ruins. Anna marks the coordinates and glances back once more. For a moment, a shimmering figure of an Inca priest stands atop the temple steps. He nods and vanishes into the fog. Vilcabamba has given its blessing. The final journey begins. The team follows the coordinates revealed in Vilcabamba to the heart of the sacred valley, a land cradled between soaring Andean peaks, rich in both beauty and ancient power. The valley once formed the lifeblood of the Inca Empire, dotted with temples, agricultural terraces, and forgotten ceremonial sites. Anna, Jack, Tupac, and Javier arrive in a remote village where the people still speak in pure Quechua. They are met with suspicion until Anna offers the sun mirror as proof of her intentions. An elder woman named Abuela Killa steps forward, eyes widening with recognition. "The mirror returns," she whispers. She leads them to an ancient granary high above the valley floor, carved into the cliffside. Hidden beneath the stored stones is a sun-shaped platform, made of golden tiles, each tile etched with part of a story, a visual code chronicling the creation and dispersal of the sun disk's power across the empire. As the team assembles the tiles in the correct sequence, they reveal an interactive puzzle. Sunlight reflects off the mirror and strikes a final tile, which slides open to reveal a map carved into gold leaf. The center is marked with a radiant circle, Orok-Anchi, now confirmed to be real, deep in the Amazon. But danger looms. Unbeknownst to them, Rico, Lucien's brutal enforcer, has tracked them to the granary. As the team celebrates their breakthrough, Rico plants a tracker on their vehicle and radios Lucien they've found it. That night, as the group rests at the edge of the valley, Anna dreams of the disc. In the dream, it glows like a miniature sun, whispering in an ancient voice. She wakes, shaken and inspired. The disc isn't just a symbol, she says. It's something alive, something waiting. With the final map in hand and their enemies close behind, the team sets their sights on the final leg of the journey, into the rainforest, where civilization fades, and with the golden map in hand, the team follows its route toward the rainforest's edge. But before plunging into the uncharted green, Anna insists on a stop at Machu Colca, a lesser-known site said to have once housed Inca astronomers. According to Abuela Kila's legend, a final alignment must be understood before Orok-Anchi can be entered. They arrive at dawn. The ancient observatory is perched on a high ridge, with stone towers aligned to the cardinal directions. At its center stands a large Intihuatana, a carved stone pillar the Inca used to tie the sun to the earth. As the morning light strikes the stone, Anna holds up the sun mirror. The beam reflects onto a curved wall covered in engraved spirals. Slowly, as the sunlight shifts, the spirals cast moving shadows that form a larger shape, a celestial calendar. It's an astronomical lock, Anna realizes. The disc must be activated during a specific alignment, one that happens only once every 100 years. Tupac, studying the stars, notes that such an event is due in less than 2 weeks. A triple solar conjunction involving Inti, Mamaquilla, and a star known as Colca. It's their only window. Meanwhile, Jack discovers a hidden panel beneath the Intihuatana base. Inside is a round, metallic gear, covered in runes that match those on the obsidian blade. It's a mechanical key, the final piece for activating the disc's mechanism. But their discovery hasn't gone unnoticed. High above the site, Lucien watches through a high-powered scope. They found it, he growls. They know when. We move now. Back at camp, Anna pieces together what they now hold: the sun mirror, the obsidian blade, the activation gear, and the map. But it's more than treasure. It's a cosmic event, part of a cycle far older than any empire. Jack places his hand on Anna's shoulder. Then we beat them to it. They ready their packs. The jungle awaits. The team descends from the mountains and enters the outer edges of the Amazon rainforest, guided by Anna's golden map and the celestial timing learned at Machu Colca. Their destination, Orokanchi, the fabled city of the circle, hidden where jungle and starlight meet. As they travel deeper, signs of warning begin to appear. Stone totems carved with snarling feline faces, black jaguar eyes inlaid with obsidian. Tupac grows visibly tense. These are symbols of Uturunku, the black jaguar spirit, protector of the sacred. That night, they make camp near a wide river shrouded in mist. Fires crackle weakly against the rising humidity. As Anna studies the mechanical key, Jack scouts the perimeter. Strange sounds echo, scratching, growling, too rhythmic for a wildcat. In the darkness, a pair of golden eyes flash. Then another, shadows dart. Suddenly, a jaguar, larger than any they've seen, lunges at the camp, its obsidian claws shimmering unnaturally. Javia shouts and fires a flare, momentarily blinding the beast. Anna holds up the sun mirror, and the creature recoils. Not from light, but reflection. It vanishes into the trees with a final hiss. Tupac kneels beside the shattered totem. We've entered its domain. The next morning, the jungle is still. The totems they pass have changed, some now broken, others rearranged, as if moved overnight. Lucien's team isn't far behind. One of his mercenaries wanders off and vanishes. Hours later, his shredded gear is found high in a tree. Rico insists it was a jaguar. Lucien, unmoved, says, "Then we kill it like any beast." But the jungle has other plans. As Anna's group reaches an ancient vine-covered stairway, descending into a valley, they find a carved warning srodent. To disturb the sun is to awaken the beast. Anna clutches the obsidian blade and sun mirror tightly. We're not just being watched, we're being tested. And the first trial has only just begun. At dawn, the team stands before a wide, moss-draped crevice nestled between limestone cliffs. Boca del Sol, the mouth of the sun. According to the golden map, it marks the final descent toward Orokanchi. Anchi, mist billows from its depths like breath from the earth itself. Tupac lights incense and performs a short prayer, sprinkling crushed petals and cocoa leaves at the threshold. This is a place of trials, he warns. Few who enter return unchanged. Anna tightens the obsidian blade to her belt, the sun mirror tucked safely into her satchel. Jack shines his headlamp downward, into the gloom. The shaft is steep and narrow, but ancient footholds, carved precisely centuries ago, guide their descent. As they move deeper, the air grows colder, saturated with mineral-rich humidity. The walls begin to glow faintly, infused with veins of gold and quartz that reflect their lights. They pass murals depicting solar rituals, battles between humans and beasts, and a final image, a man offering his heart to a blazing disc above an altar. Deeper still, they reach a subterranean river lit only by bioluminescent fungi. A narrow ledge skirts the water. Anna slips, but Jack grabs her just in time. The path narrows to a crawl space, forcing them to leave behind their larger gear. In the darkness, strange sounds emerge. Stone grinding on stone, soft whispers in a language older than Quechua. At last, they arrive at a grand cavern. Towering columns of stone frame a central platform. Carvings on the ground match the mechanical key Jack discovered earlier. They place it into the stone floor. The entire platform trembles. A spiral staircase begins to rise from the earth, stone steps emerging one by one from the pool below. Anna gasps. It's leading us to the gate, but behind them, Lucien's team finally arrives, torches blazing. Rico snarls, weapon drawn. End of the line, Lucien holds up a pistol. Hand over the blade and the mirror, or die in darkness. Anna steps between Lucien and the platform. You'll have to go through us, and the cavern begins to pulse. Alive, aware, ancient, the rising spiral staircase carries Anna and her team into a massive domed chamber. The sanctuary of the sun, buried deep within the earth, yet illuminated by a strange, ambient glow. The walls shimmer with golden inscriptions, and the ceiling is adorned with a radiant mural of Inti, the Incan sun god, surrounded by celestial beings. In the center of the sanctuary stands a circular dais, atop which rests a crystalline pedestal, cracked but still intact. On it, Anna places the obsidian blade and the sun mirror, guided by the matching grooves carved into its surface. As the final piece, the mechanical key, is placed into the center slot, the ground vibrates. The pedestal emits a beam of golden light that shoots upward, striking a reflective dome above. The light refracts through the chamber, illuminating hidden murals and inscriptions. Suddenly, a voice echoes throughout the sanctuary. Ethereal and commanding, it speaks in Quechua. Though no one is visibly present, everyone feels the presence of something ancient and conscious. Tupac falls to his knees, tears in his eyes. "It is the Sun Priestess," he whispers. She speaks from beyond. The voice addresses Anna directly, naming her daughter of the horizon, and declares that the time of reckoning is near. The disc, she says, is not merely a relic, but a test, one of spirit, unity, and truth. If misused, it will bring destruction. As the vision intensifies, a spectral image forms above the dais. A regal woman in golden robes, arms outstretched, eyes like fire. She gestures to the ceiling, and a star chart unfolds above, marking the exact location and time for the disc's activation. A mountain peak called Puma Remi during the triple conjunction. The vision fades, leaving silence. Suddenly, gunfire echoes from the lower tunnel. Lucien's team is forcing their way in. Anna grabs the mirror and blade. "We know where we need to go." Jack looks to the others. Then we run like hell. The team flees through a secondary tunnel, marked only by the golden handprint of the priestess herself. The voice has spoken, emerging from the sacred tunnel into the open air. The team finds themselves in a narrow valley where hot springs bubble beside volcanic rock. Pachamama's crossroads, where fire and water meet. This place, according to Tupac, is a convergence of natural power and divine presence. Prika. Anna examines the golden star chart revealed by the Sun Priestess. It shows overlapping symbols of flames, rivers, and a triangle of 3 sacred peaks. They realize the disc must be activated at a very specific spot where volcanic heat and flowing water align. Puma Remi, the spiritual summit, drawn on no modern map. They must now decipher the map of fire and water, a natural puzzle encoded in the environment. As steam swirls, Anna uses the sun mirror to reflect light through a geothermal vent. The refracted beam lands on a wall of obsidian, revealing ancient carvings that only become visible in the intense heat. The symbols form a layered map showing volcanic fault lines, water channels, and a converging point high in the rainforest mountains. It's Orokanchi's gateway, marked by a sunburst spiral surrounded by jaguar heads and coiled snakes.
Yes.
But time is against them. Lucien and his mercenaries have tracked them once again. Jack, acting on instinct, sabotages a nearby bridge to slow their approach, collapsing it just as Lucien's team attempts to cross. The fall traps several mercenaries and delays their pursuit, but only briefly. Javier discovers a hidden tunnel once used by Inca messengers that leads to the mountain's base. It will save time, but is steep and dangerous. Before descending, Ana turns back toward the obsidian wall. A final inscription glows torrent. Only in balance shall the gate open. The fire must not consume. The water must not drown. Tupac interprets, the disc can bring harmony or chaos. As thunder rumbles in the distance and the land trembles with pre-eruptive warning, the team begins their climb. The final trial is near. The gateway to Orokanchi waits. The team climbs through the ancient Inca tunnel system, lit only by torchlight and the occasional natural skylight piercing the canopy. Their pace is relentless. Time is slipping away, and the celestial alignment that will activate the sun disk is drawing near. As they stop to rest inside a stone cavern, tensions run high. Ana pores over the star chart, while Jack scouts the path ahead. Javier appears restless, his eyes darting toward the packs where the sun mirror and obsidian blade are stored. Aramingrat, Tupac senses something is wrong. He confronts Javier quietly in Quechua, asking why he is carrying an unfamiliar medallion. Javier stammers, then lunges at Ana's satchel. Jack returns just in time to tackle him. The truth comes out. Javier had been compromised. Months before Ana contacted him, he was approached by Lucien, who offered him funding, fame, and protection in exchange for intel on Ana's research. Javier agreed, at first only sharing harmless information, but now with the disc so close, his greed overcame his loyalty. I didn't think it was real, he pleads. Not until now, betrayed and furious, Jack wants to leave him behind. But Ana, still believing in redemption, chooses differently. We tie his hands. He walks with us. No more secrets. Tupac, deeply disappointed, marks Javier's forehead with white clay, a symbol of penance. You will walk, but the spirits will judge you. As the group resumes their journey, Lucien's voice crackles over a hidden comm device found on Javier. You've made it farther than I expected, Doctor. But the disc belongs to me. With that, the team realizes Lucien is closing in, faster than expected. The treachery has cost them precious time. That night, as they camp near the base of Puma Remi, the jungle is eerily quiet. Ana stares into the fire, the obsidian blade reflecting its light. The closer we get, she says softly, the more dangerous it becomes, not just from outside, but from within. The mountain looms above them like a sleeping god. Orokanchi waits. And now, trust has a price. At first light, the team begins their final ascent toward Puma Remi, the sacred peak, where Orokanchi is said to lie hidden. The terrain grows treacherous, cliffs, razor-sharp rocks, and narrow paths that fade into jungle mist. Eventually, they reach a deep chasm dividing the mountainside. Spanning it is a chilling sight, a bridge constructed from bones, ancient and sun-bleached, lashed together with braided vines and adorned with small golden amulets. The bones, weathered and cracked, belong not just to animals, but humans. Tupac kneels and bows. This is the Bridge of the Chosen. Inca priests once crossed it to enter Orokanchi. Only those pure of purpose were allowed to pass. Anna steps forward cautiously, each footfall echoing like a drumbeat. The bridge creaks with age. Jack follows, arms outstretched for balance. Javier, still bound but permitted to walk, hesitates. I don't think I deserve to cross. Anna pauses mid-bridge. Then prove you do. Trembling, Javier steps onto the bones. The bridge groans. One of the ropes snaps. Jack reaches out and catches him, pulling him to safety. Just as they reach the far side, a gunshot rings out. Lucian and Rico have arrived. Jack turns and fires back, stalling them. Rico steps onto the bridge confidently, but something is different. The amulets begin to glow dimly, and the wind howls like a warning. Tupac whispers, "The spirits reject them." Suddenly, the bridge shudders violently. A golden symbol flares under Rico's foot. The vines unravel, and the bridge collapses, sending him and two mercenaries plummeting into the abyss. Lucian screams, but manages to grab a ledge. Anna, stunned, realizes the bridge itself is alive in some way, connected to the sanctity of the quest. "It's not just a test," she whispers. "It's a judgment." Lucian pulls himself up, glaring across the chasm with hatred. Enjoy your head start. The team presses onward into the narrowing mountain pass. The jungle fades behind them. Snow and stone now dominate the landscape. They are almost there. Awaken is no longer a myth. It's within reach. After surviving the collapse of the Bridge of Bones, the team pushes forward into the icy heights of Puma Remi. Snow crunches beneath their boots. Wind howls like a chorus of lost voices. The climb is slow, the air thin, the pressure mounting with every step. Nestled between two jagged peaks, they discover a narrow fissure, a natural entrance flanked by towering stone faces, their mouths open in eternal silence. Tupac whispers, "This is Huchui Sumak Wasi, the echo chamber of the ancients." Inside, the air shifts. The passage widens into a vast stone dome, its walls carved with concentric rings and overlapping glyphs. As they step inside, every sound, their footsteps, breath, whispers, amplifies and reverberates tenfold. It is as if the chamber breathes. Anna speaks softly. "This place, it's designed to remember voices." They walk to the center, where a sun-shaped platform is embedded into the ground. The obsidian blade begins to hum faintly. Anna holds it up, and the chamber responds, echoing a deep, melodic tone. The sound causes carvings to shimmer, revealing layers of hidden inscriptions. Jack steps into a circular groove on the floor. As he does, the room erupts with recorded chants, ancient Quechua voices speaking of unity, betrayal, and the sun disk's divine purpose, not as a weapon, but as a harmonic key to rebalancing the world. Suddenly, one of the echoes shifts into a foreign voice. "Lucian." The group spins, realizing he's found a back entrance. He steps into the chamber with a weapon drawn. Amazing how the dead have better acoustics than the living. Tupac warns him, "The chamber tests intent. This place is not yours." Ignoring him, Lucian grabs the sun mirror from Anna's satchel. But the moment he lifts it, the room shifts. Light refracts wildly, and the echoes turn to screams. Not human, but something ancient and raw. Lucian stumbles, covering his ears, nearly losing his balance. Anna reclaims the mirror just in time. The room calms, the voices fading. "Only the worthy," she says, leaving Lucian behind, paralyzed by sound and blinded by greed. The team exits through the far tunnel. Ahead, the final chamber awaits. The disc is near. As the team ascends the final steps of Puma Remi, a hush falls over the mountain. The sacred city of Awaken, gleaming in gold and obsidian, stretches before them in celestial alignment. Towers hum with awakened energy. Water flows again through the ancient canals. And at the heart of it all, resting on its pedestal, is the sun disk, no longer dormant, but alive with golden light. Above them, the sky darkens. The long prophesied triple solar conjunction has begun. The sun, moon, and star Kolka edge into alignment. Shadows lengthen. The air tingles. The final eclipse is here. Anna steps forward with the sun mirror, obsidian blade, and mechanical key. One by one, she places each into the ceremonial altars surrounding the disc. The chamber vibrates. Orok Anchi begins to shift, its towers rotating, aligning mirrors and spires with cosmic precision. A concentrated beam of refracted sunlight shoots down from the heavens, strikes the central obelisk, and reflects into the disc. It begins to levitate, spinning slowly, emitting harmonic tones that pulse through the ground, the air, the soul. Visions erupt around them. Holographic images in golden light. The rise of the Inca, the birth of the stars, the weaving of civilizations long forgotten. Then, a glimpse of the future. Earth fractured by imbalance, yet still full of hope, so long as harmony is chosen. Suddenly, Lucian appears, bloodied and desperate, stumbling into the chamber. "Stop! That power! It's mine!" He lunges at Anna, gun drawn. Jack intercepts him. They struggle. A single shot echoes, but not from Jack's weapon. Javier appears behind Lucian, holding the fallen villain's sidearm. Not anymore. Lucian collapses as the eclipse reaches its apex. As the disc flashes, a brilliant sphere of radiant gold, and emits a final pulse of light that knocks everyone to the ground. When the glare fades, the disc settles gently into place. The alignment is complete. Anna rises slowly. It's done. The world has been judged. Orok Anchi stills. Peace radiates from the city like a prayer answered, and above them in the darkened sky a ring of sunlight blazes, a halo of gold, marking the return of balance. As the solar eclipse wanes, a golden glow lingers across the ancient terraces of Orok Anchi. The city awakens, its mechanisms humming, its walls gleaming with renewed energy. Hidden doors open, water begins to flow through restored canals, and the golden conduits pulse with warmth. Like arteries carrying sunlight itself, the team steps forward cautiously. What was once frozen and forgotten is now vibrant and alive. They follow a winding path lined with golden glyphs to the heart of the city, where the Hall of the Sun rises from the earth like a temple and observatory combined. Inside, sunlight refracted through crystal panels dances along the walls, revealing holographic murals, animated projections showing the entire history of the Inca people. Their rise, their golden age, their fall, and their plea to the stars to protect the sun disk from corruption. Anna, overwhelmed, touches one of the moving images. It responds, showing her a vision of future calamities, environmental collapse, division, greed. The disc was never meant to conquer. It was created to warn and guide. Tupac translates an inscription beneath the crystal panels, Surdant. When balance falters, light must remember. The city isn't made of gold for wealth. It's a solar archive, a living memory of an enlightened civilization. Suddenly the ground shakes, not in violence, but in motion. Massive doors behind the hall open to reveal the golden core, a perfectly symmetrical chamber filled with concentric rings of gold and obsidian. At its center, a replica of the sun disk hovers, locked in stasis. Jack slowly approaches, awestruck. It's a map, a model of the cosmos. Anna smiles. And the disk is the heart of it. They realize the disk has reconnected with the city's power. Orok Anchi is alive again, restored by their unity and purity of purpose, not by conquest. Outside, the jungle birds begin to sing again. The wind no longer howls. It carries whispers of approval, from ancestors long gone. They stand in silence, absorbing the moment. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning of understanding. The sun rises higher over Orok Anchi, bathing the ancient city in golden light. At its heart, behind a set of newly opened gates carved with celestial sigils, lies the chamber of the Sun Disc, the sanctum built to house the Inca's most sacred artifact. Having from Princi Tupase, two papyrus prepufan inside. Anna, Jack, Tupac, and Javier step inside. The air is warm, not from heat, but from radiant energy. The walls are inlaid with shimmering gold and obsidian, forming a cosmic diagram. Planets, stars, and energy lines that converge at the center. Suspended above a floating pedestal, the sun disk now fully reveals itself. An immense, perfectly polished golden circle, etched with sacred geometry, and an iridescent inner layer that pulses like a living heart. Anna steps forward, the obsidian blade in one hand, the sun mirror in the other. She places them into twin slots on the pedestal, as shown in the star maps. The chamber begins to vibrate, and a deep harmonic tone echoes across the walls. The disc rotates slowly, emitting rays of golden light that form a projection in the air. Visions of Earth, of energy flows, weather systems, even emotional resonance patterns from human civilization. Jack stares in disbelief. It's not just a relic, it's a global tuning device. Tupac nods. The Inca called it Yinti Wawak, child of the sun. It listens, it remembers, and when necessary, it corrects. As the disc spins faster, Anna feels pulled into a trance. She sees moments from the past, Inca rituals, Spanish conquest, the hiding of the disc, and glimpses of future crises, floods, wars, but also hope, cooperation, and healing. The disc stops. A beam of pure light shoots upward through the ceiling, connecting to the sky. The chamber falls silent. A golden glyph appears beneath Anna's feet. Porant, you have passed. The light will follow. She turns to the others, her voice calm. The disc has reawakened, not to rule, but to remind. Outside, the city's towers align in perfect harmony. Orok Anchi is whole again, not lost, not mythical, just waiting for those worthy to listen. The golden rays of early morning stretch over Orok Anchi, casting long shadows across the ancient terraces. The city, now awakened and resonating with renewed harmony, begins adjusting its spires, each one aligning to new solar positions with mechanical grace. Anna, Jack, Tupac, and Javier step out of the chamber of the sun disk in silence, each changed by what they have witnessed. The moment feels sacred, until it's shattered by the sharp click of a safety being disengaged. Javier, eyes hard and voice steady, steps forward, holding a hidden pistol he had tucked inside his boot. "I'm sorry," he says, aiming it at Anna. "Lucien offered me a second chance, a way out. Not just for me, but for my family. I didn't want to do this, but I have no choice." Jack draws his weapon, furious. "You already had a second chance. I didn't believe then," Javier responds. "But now I do. And I see its value. That disc doesn't belong in anyone's hands." As tension crackles in the air, Lucien stumbles into view, battered and limping but alive. "Good, Javier. You kept your end." But Javier doesn't smile. Instead, he turns the gun on Lucien. "I didn't do this for you. I did it to end this," he fires. Lucien drops to his knees, shocked, then collapses. The jungle finally claims the conqueror. Javier tosses the gun aside and falls to the ground. "I betrayed you all twice. I couldn't live with a third." Anna walks toward him, sorrow and relief intertwined. Redemption doesn't erase the scars, but it's a start. Tupac steps forward, placing his hand on Javier's shoulder. The mountain knows your heart. Let the light judge. As the sun rises fully above the peaks, the disc inside the chamber emits one final chime, a gentle, harmonic note that echoes through the city like a sunrise prayer. Peace returns. For the first time in centuries, Orok Anchi has seen both truth and justice. As the sun climbs higher into the sky, Orok Anchi glows with renewed brilliance. But peace is fleeting. Moments after Lucien's body is laid to rest in the shadow of the outer wall, a tremor shakes the valley. Birds flee from the trees. The ground beneath the city pulses, not in harmony, but in warning. Tupac stands still, eyes wide. The ancestors stir, they are not satisfied. Anna turns to the disc, still glowing softly in the chamber of the sun. We did what was right. Why would they be angry? A rumble answers her question. From the jungle beyond the city walls, massive stone statues begin to emerge, ancient guardians once buried beneath the earth. They rise with mechanical grace, eyes lit with crimson fire. They are the judges of Inti, summoned only when the balance is still unsettled. Jack draws his weapon, but Anna stops him. These are not enemies, they're verdicts. A deep voice booms, not from the air, but from within their minds. It speaks in ancient Quechua, and Tupac translates Fridiao. One among you carries guilt unspoken. Until all truths are revealed, balance cannot be restored. Javier steps forward, his knees shaking. It's me. I told Lucien about Orok Anchi's existence before Anna even began her expedition. I started this. I open the door. The statues pause. Anna looks at him, her voice steady. Then close it and, "Oh, how you know how?" Javier nods, walks to the altar, and draws the obsidian blade. With trembling hands, he carves his confession into the golden wall, completing a sacred rite of truth. The light of the disc intensifies. The statues lower their arms. One by one, they sink back into the earth. The rumbling stops. A warm wind passes through the city, and the golden glyphs along the walls shimmer softly once more. The ancestors have heard, Tupac says, and they forgive. Anna exhales slowly. We're ready now. Jack steps beside her. Then let's finish this. With the final judgment passed, the path to the Sun Gate is now open. The golden gates of Orok Anchi part slowly, revealing a final sanctum deep within the mountains, a place known in Quechua legend as the Kuhapak Wazi, the House of Purity. At its center lies the Sun Gate, a massive circular aperture framed by obsidian and gold, pulsing with the rhythm of the awakened disc. The team approaches slowly. Anna holds the disc, now radiating with harmonic energy, while the obsidian blade and sun mirror remain strapped across her chest. The walls around the Sun Gate depict the final rite. A seeker must step forward and channel the disc's energy to restore balance. Not through conquest, but through sacrifice. Tupac speaks solemnly. To activate the gate, the seeker must offer something sacred, a truth, a memory, or a life. Anna stares into the center of the gate where a pedestal waits. It's not about death, she says. It's about surrender, but before she can step forward, Javier stops her. No, this is mine. I started this with lies. I broke the harmony. Let me restore it, Anna resists. You don't need to die. I'm not dying, he interrupts. I'm giving what I never gave before. My truth, my purpose. He walks to the pedestal, places his palm upon it, and speaks. I was lost. I was weak. But I believe in this now. I believe in light, the disc responds. Its glow intensifies. Ancient mechanisms rotate behind the gate, and a blinding beam of sunlight shoots through the chamber, passing through the mirror and the blade in Anna's pack, refracting into a prism of colors. Javier's body is lifted briefly in the light, not consumed, but transformed. His outline dissolves into glowing particles that rise like dust into the dome. The sun gate unlocks. Anna, Jack, and Tupac stand in awe as the disc settles back onto its mount. The temple hums gently, its mission fulfilled. He gave his soul, Tupac says quietly, and in return became part of the balance. The sun gate is now open, revealing not more treasure, but a view of the world below, vast and vibrant, stretching beyond horizon and time. Anna wipes a tear. He found what he was seeking. As the sun gate opens fully, silence settles across the sacred mountain. No wind, no birds, only a radiant glow spilling into the chamber like the breath of a divine dawn. The portal doesn't lead to another chamber or hidden vault. It reveals a panoramic view of the living world, framed in perfect golden. Beyond the gate lies the untouched heart of the Amazon, stretching endlessly in every direction. Rivers glisten like veins of silver, cloud canopies swirl like celestial oceans, and shafts of sunlight pierce the jungle, as if the heavens themselves have split open to bless the earth. Anna, Jack, and Tupac step forward, stunned by the sheer majesty of what lies before them. "It's not a gate to treasure," Anna whispers. "It's a gate to understanding." The disc behind them begins to slowly retract into the pedestal. In its final act, it projects one last vision, a holographic constellation that stretches from Uruk-Anchi to sacred sites around the world, the pyramids of Egypt, Stonehenge, Angkor Wat, and others, all connected, all echoing the Situ Circes, all connected, all echoing the same universal design. Jack breathes out. They weren't isolated empires. They were parts of the same message. Tupac nods solemnly. The disc is not a weapon. It is a memory of unity, a reminder to seek balance among all things. Right. The beam from the disc shifts and points toward Anna. A glyph forms on the floor beneath her, a spiral wrapped in sunlight. She has been chosen as the new guardian of the disc. Anna doesn't move. Her eyes are wet with tears, but her voice is steady. "Then I won't keep it hidden. The world needs its light, now more than ever." She removes her satchel, places the sun mirror and blade inside a ceremonial box, and seals it in the pedestal. The disc fades. The sun gate closes, but the light does not disappear. It rises into the sky, forming a brief but brilliant aurora that dances over the mountain peak. The team turns to leave Uruk-Anchi, its secrets preserved, its balance restored. Behind them, golden vines slowly reclaim the gate, hiding it once more. Until it is needed again, the path down from Uruk-Anchi is quieter than the journey up. No traps, no mercenaries, no riddles. Only the solemn footfalls of a team forever changed. The jungle feels gentler now, as if the mountain itself has exhaled. Days pass as Anna, Jack, and Tupac make their way back through the sacred valley. Villagers greet them with reverent awe, sensing the shift. The air hums differently. Even the skies seem clearer. News begins to spread, not of gold or power, but of something more sacred, balance restored, a legend fulfilled. Uruk-Anchi remains a mystery, unmarked on maps, but its light now pulses through the hearts of those who carry its truth. At a quiet mountaintop monastery, Anna meets with a global circle of scholars and cultural stewards. She tells them only what is necessary, not where the disc is, but what it means. She speaks of unity, of cycles, of light as memory. No one questions her. They simply listen. Later, Anna and Jack sit together watching the sun rise over the peaks. "Do you think it changed anything?" Jack asks. Anna smiles. "Not yet, but seeds have been planted. Tupac joins them, holding a small woven charm, 3 spirals wrapped around a golden thread. He gives it to Anna. For the guardian, he says. So you don't forget who you are. She clasps it in her hand, and for a moment, silence stretches between them like sacred space. There is no need for more words. Far away, back atop Puma Remi, the aurora reappears, briefly, softly, like a promise. Hidden beneath the mountain, the disc sleeps once more, its energy humming with peace, and the world turns. Not because it must, but because someone chose the light